Hi, again. Okay, let's talk about cycles. I'm ready to get this started. Uh, I just want to talk about the way that I came to the conclusion that cycles needed to be looked at. I've always loved puzzles and putting things together and trying to figure out what is going on. So I was really drawn to it when I started to have physical pain, like super bad physical pain, feeling sick, tired, like I was gonna die, like it was the end. I don't really know how else to say that, but it did. It felt like the end. It was very scary. Doctors didn't know what was going on, test after test, and no results and no answers, and just fear of losing, of being in pain forever. That's a really hard conclusion to come to, and that's where I was at. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be in pain. I'm just gonna allow this to happen. So I started to look back in my medical records, and I found this pattern in every 11 years or so, just like the sun, like I mentioned in my first video, that I will go through cycles. I will, my body will change. It's right along with the sun. I feel like it has a lot to do with it, but that doesn't mean that you have to believe that the sun affects your body, even though you should really look into it, because the sun is strong and it's powerful, and it's sending so much life at us right now, and upgrades, and just a lot of flares and CMEs and all that stuff. So I decided that I was going to look into the sun cycles and compare it to how my body was feeling. My blood levels would drop. My red, white, and blue. My red, white, and blue blood cells, like the red, white, and blood cells, and the oxygen in my blood would drop dramatically, and I would have pain in different parts of my body. It started out in my back, on my lower back, super bad, and that was in 2011, 2012. And this is kind of jumping ahead of my story, but for the second time I ended up in a bad round of addiction, and addiction to the pain medicine that the doctors were giving me to feel better. And the reason that pain medicine didn't work, other than to put me into a different mind state, is because it wasn't medical. It was completely spiritual. And I knew that I'd really, come across something once I started looking back, and I realized that while the addiction was necessary and all of the things that I went through were necessary, they're not necessary anymore. And it's the past, and I can learn from it and grow. And it doesn't have to be as drastic as addiction. It doesn't, pain is pain, and no one else knows your pain. No one else can feel your pain. You can tell them all about it until you're blue in the face, and they're still. And I also want to make sure that I say that go to a medical doctor. Like, don't pass that part up, because there's a lot of stuff in this world, a lot of foods that aren't natural, that our bodies have a hard time processing, and like unnatural things in our water, and just trying to get more food out there for more people, because we are definitely growing as a human race. So I don't want to go around in circles here, and I don't want to edit either, and I want to be completely authentic and share as much with you as I can. So if any questions derive from this, or you have any curiosities about, what my next steps were when I found out that the cycles were a thing, I'm always here for questions. And I've seen cycles my whole life. I've seen them in my parents. I've seen them in my siblings. I've seen them in myself strongly. I've seen them in my friends and the people that I love, and in society, in the government, in the way that we run this world. And it's disheartening, because if we were taught from the beginning how to handle our emotions and how to realize that we are everything that we need to be, and we don't have to be anything more, and we don't have to have anything more, and abundance will come to those that are good, and money has replaced that. And I'm not against money, but I have seen that most of the cycles derive straight from that. So we feel like we are lacking, and we are lacking, but not internally. We're not lacking internally. We're lacking the support from the world that we live in to be ourselves, to present ourselves to the world in the way that we were meant to, and we're not allowed to do that. So instead, we have to look within ourselves and really feel the feels and acknowledge them, and just hold space for yourself, hold space for your healing, because healing, like I said, is a process, and it takes a lot of energy. And that's why I say not to give your energy away where it's, you shouldn't, because you need that energy, and the more that you give to other people, the less that you have for yourself. And that's where balance comes in. Just because you allow for space doesn't mean that you have to carry the weight, and you can grow. And you can grow, and you can look at all of your flaws, all of your insecurities, and just put the pieces together. I keep saying that, big puzzle person. So, I think it is important that I talk more about the situations I've been in, where cycles were prevalent. And anything that I say on here is all about me, and that's all I can do. I can't give you other people's stories, and I don't want to. That's their stories. So that's their story to tell. And hopefully we'll all be able to share those stories one day with the world, because the world needs it. We need to learn from each other. We need to grow. We are one. And white butterfly. They've been everywhere. Butterflies are everywhere lately. I love it. Just growth. Just so looking at my cycles, let's see. The big ones always have to do with addiction, and the 11 years, and the changes. And I think that it takes a lot of work, a lot of looking back to figure out where those specific, transformation periods actually are, because we all have them. Some more than others, some stronger than others. Some people are way more sensitive to things than other people are. And that's okay. It's okay to not be sensitive. It's okay to be sensitive. You just have to be gentle. Sensitivity is what's the word I'm looking for? Sensitivity is an acquired taste, I guess. Some people are more prone to it than others. So I'm a very sensitive person, and I've had to decide for myself that I'm going to use my sensitivities for good, like a good witch. But not let them affect me so much, but teach me and allow me to grow from them. And I think it's a beautiful thing to do, and I think it is a very brave thing to do. And I know you are brave. We are all so brave. I mean, look at all we've been through. Look at everything. I mean, you're going to, hopefully. But I would deep dive into yourself first, though. Don't start with the world. You look at the world and you see all of these things, these setbacks, these obstacles, blockages. You need to really look at darn it, I lost my train of thought again. I do that a lot. Sorry, guys. But that's just part of the process. It's okay to lose your train of thought. It's okay to not always be completely on task with what you're trying to do. Make mistakes and learn from them and grow from them. And I'm going to keep on saying that, because without mistakes, without pain, we don't see where things need to be improved. And like I said, life on earth is a learning experience. We're all here to grow. So just honor yourself while you're here and take time for you. And I feel like I'm going around in a lot of circles here, but we're going to get this figured out. We're going to get it figured out together, because this isn't about me knowing what to say. It's about you taking my words and fitting them into your life and using them to help yourself, to honor yourself, to love yourself. Like genuine self-love. 1243. That's my angel number. Just love yourself and honor those cycles and those challenges and use them for your advantage, because that's why they're there. That's why those obstacles are there, so you can look at them and you can grow. And if we walk through life blind to everything that's going on around us and everything that's going on inside of us, then we find ourselves numb and confused. And connecting with spirit is a big thing, but it doesn't have to be done right away. As much as I would love that for you, because it does make a huge difference, I will never push spirit on you, because that's not up to me. That is a personal decision. I've always believed that. I've never thought that religion was something that should be pushed on anyone, because we know deep inside what is right and what is wrong, right? From the very beginning. And if you don't, that is something that you can work through. I know it's hard to know what's right and what's wrong in a world that doesn't make sense. So just give yourself a break, okay? Because you deserve it. You deserve to be okay. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to enjoy life. And as much as, we'll just call him the bad guy, tries to take it away from you, or the bad girl, or the bad thing. The bad thing is trying to take that away from you. And we can't let that happen, now can we? We need to stand strong, be ready, and I am here to help guide you on this journey. It's not going to happen overnight. You might be confused at first, especially when I while I'm getting started. So I'm going to end on that note, and we'll talk more about cycles later, because that is a big one. So that's just the basis. And I love you, and have a beautiful day, and a beautiful evening, and a beautiful life. And know that you deserve it, because you do, because you're amazing. And I will see you very soon.